What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to another episode of the Totally Cool channel. It's Totally Cool. Yes. Okay. What a mystery, right? What is this? Silverhawks, right? The Space Thundercats. And what we have here is one of the key characters of the Silverhawks. Silverhawks are like the boy band of space, and they're also fighting crime. Just like the boy band, you have the leader, you have the cutie, which is Steelheart. So the leader is Quicksilver. The cute one is Steelheart. You have the brusque, manly man, the Steelwill. You have the smart one, who is the Copper Kid, and you have the funny one, Bluegrass. Just like boy bands, they have different personalities. One is the mysterious type, the other one's not a big fan of boy bands. I am, but that's a different topic. So they have to have different personalities. They have to have different roles that they will play. This guy is the muscle. He's like the if you have a character in the X-Men universe, he's probably the Colossus. In the G.I. Joe universe, he's probably Roadblock. So he's a brute strength character. So without further ado, let's look into the toy. This is a Super 7 Ultimates Silverhawk, and he is Steelwill. So let's take a closer look at the box. Okay, so the first few releases of Super 7, pretty cool packaging, because aside from the shipper's box, the brown shipper's box, which they did individually for each of the characters or each of the toys, they also had this nice touch. For the Thundercats, they had this sleeve, a sleeve. Had a logo, in this case for the bad guys, a Mumra's logo, and for Thundercats had a Eye of Thundera. For Silverhawks, the silver box was for the Silverhawks, so it had the emblem of the Silverhawks. At the top it says Ultimates. Now, one thing about this sleeve is that it's fingerprint friendly. It does capture your fingerprints a lot. Normally, I would unbox this with a glove or with gloves, but just want to touch and feel it. At the back, you have Silverhawks. It's embossed. It's kind of popped up, and the same for the logo. So let's remove the sleeve and see how it looks. So that is Steelwill, all muscle and brute strength. Top, it says Ultimates, just like in the packaging. Okay. And you have the Silverhawks logo, you have his name, you have a nice plastic window. Some collectors who collect the Thundercats and the Silverhawks really love having just this one without the sleeve, because it does have a nice window. You can see what's inside. On the side, nothing much, but on the back, it has his character profile. Excuse me. Character profile. It says Steelwill is a human law enforcement officer modified into a cyborg to withstand the effects of hyper travel through space. Pretty much like Quicksilver. This grants him enhanced strength, agility, and speed. Unique among the Silverhawks, his faceplate is a football helmet. Do they have football in space? I don't know. Excuse me. Unlike the hawk-like covers of his teammates, so his is quite unique. He has built-in wings for atmospheric and space flight, as well as being shown as to have a built-in fire extinguisher. For combat, he has a built-in laser within his arm and retractable talons in his feet for attacking while flying. He and his sister, Steelheart, have an enhanced psychic bond enabling communication from vast distances. So they play into the whole myth of twins having this whole psychic bond. So that is the box. That's him at the back. And pretty unique for the head, the helmet. So let's not prolong the agony and let's open him up. As per usual, be very careful when you're using sharp objects. In this case, we're using a scalpel to open the tape very, very delicately. Very, very delicately. Just have to slide it through and you're done. Cover it up. Keep it out of reach of children. Set it aside. Okay. So let's open the top flap. I normally remove it from the bottom, but it's not possible. So, wings of silver, wings of steel. That theme has a nice touch of Silverhawks. It has a nice falsetto. I can't reach that that tone, but it, you get it. You get it. So let's take him out slowly. Okay. Just like with every Silverhawk, they have their own bird of prey. Okay. This one just fell out. Where do you come from? Where did you come from? There you go. This one's also here. Okay. Just like before, we would take out the back, but in this case we don't need to. It's just plain simple blue. Doesn't do much for the character. So let's close the box and let's do a detailed toy review. Give it a minute. Okay. Aside from the the ramen toy Quicksilver that we opened that was just a total disaster, this is the first Silverhawk figure that we've actually opened. So it comes in the first one. Yeah, you can say we did the villain. We did Windhammer a couple of episodes back. And just like with the Windhammer, he has a 2-layered clamshell. First layer holds the actual figure together with the what do you call this? The accessories, the different faceplate. This one has the helmet on. This one has the laughing face. This one has the serious look. And then you have the blast effects supposedly coming from his arms or from his shoulders. And then you have another weapon that he can hold. Looks like a laughing something. And then his pet bird. All of the Silverhawks have their own specific, a unique pet bird. Tallyhawk is for Quicksilver, and I have to get the name of this guy. Anyway, so let's set this aside. Let's look at the other one. Okay. This bird now is, how should I say it? It's sitting. It's supposed to be on a perch, probably on his arm, with the wings that are folded. So let's set this aside. Look at the accessory pack. Okay, it has the hawk, the same hawk with opened wings. So it looks like it's flying, or it looks like it's about ready to take flight. It also has 4 different sets of hands, and unlike the ramen toy, where when you open the arm, you can attach the wings, this one you have to remove the whole arm so that you can have the winged version. So it's either it doesn't have a wing and it's got the different hands, or you have the winged version and you just have to replace the hands. Okay, so there's so many variations to this. It's just pretty interesting. Why do you have different colors for the hands? Now, the left hand is supposed to be the human hand. So if you look at this arm, it's got skin instead of metal. This one, the right arm, has metal. So the right hands are completely steel, the cyborg part, and the left hand, they're completely human. And then you have another weapon that he can hold. So you've got, like I said, 5 including the ones attached to the figure. This one's open like this, and you have a fist. Okay, so this one's got the trigger, the index finger that we can insert into the trigger guard of the weapon. There's one that looks like this, where you can hold onto something or grab onto something, and one that's just flat. like a karate chop looking hand. Probably when he's flying, he likes to hold it like that to make it look cool. The same for the robotic hand, for the cyborg hand. And this one has a cover so that the hands don't fall off for both. Okay? So let's take a closer look and let's take him out of his plastic prison. Okay, so now he's out. We've got the main figure, and let's start with the head. So the head has a very minimal rotation to the left, to the right, looks up a little bit, doesn't look down, can't look down. Okay, as per usual, this is my primary complaint when it comes to these figures. That goes the same for the ramen toy. I think they kept the same mold. Is that this guy is supposed to be flying. Okay, and when you're flying, you look forward. This one doesn't look forward; it looks down. You might as well be swimming in outer space. Okay, so you're supposed to be able to look up, even with the ab twist or ab crunch, moving the other direction, you still can't look forward. Okay, that's the only way this is going to work. So you can't look for, it has to look forward. It doesn't. Okay, so there's the ab crunch. Okay, very, very minimal. Same thing for the waist. Not much, can't do much on the waist without ruining the belt buckle. Now that looks just weird. Okay, so yeah, it's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to bend at the waist, keep this there, but it's just no good. Okay, now for the shoulder, same. It goes out, forward, backward, out, in. Ball and socket joint. Your pretty normal ball and socket joint. The bicep also has a little twist. It got a little give. The elbow, not so much. Just that. I don't want to break it. Yeah, okay. It only goes so far. Very, very minimal. Then you've got the wrist twist and yeah, just the twist. It turns like that. So you can straighten his hand out, put it down on his side, twist it out, and you're good. Okay. Same thing for the other hand. There's a little bit of a bicep twist, but you see that connection? But not much. Just that. Okay? So you've seen the waist, and then you've seen the hip. It's forward, backward, a little, yeah, it goes out. He can do a full split, but why would he? Okay? No, not really a full split, but it's almost there. Okay? I don't know. There's supposed to be a twist here, but it doesn't. So just twist from the hip. And then you have the knee joint. Just one knee joint. It doesn't have the double joint. It's just one. There's a pin here, a hidden pin. And that's weird because now his lower leg can rotate all the way out. It's not supposed to do that. Okay? So when it's twisted like this, it just rotates out. It's not right. Okay? You can't rotate your leg like this. That's anatomically impossible. Okay? And then you've got a little bit of an ankle roll. And you've got the talons at the back. Okay. So that's the basic figure. You bring his hand out, and supposedly this guy can perch on his hand. You want to be very careful because you don't want to ruin the paint. But with the weight of the Raptor, it screws up the whole stability of the figure. Okay, so you got to balance it just so. Otherwise, yeah. There he goes. Looks pretty okay, just like this. Let's see if we can change the head and see how it looks. You just twist the head real slowly. pop it right off. And for those of you with kids, please don't show this part because this might not be good for the kids. Okay, and now you can put his mask. Now he's got the helmet. Okay, now yeah, there's that football helmet. Snap it right in. There you go. So it's football helmet, just to show that he's athletic and he's muscular and he's strong. Okay. Yeah, so that's how he looks with his human hand. Let's see if we can change the arms and put the wings on him. Okay, take off the bird. Nice. Okay, that's something I didn't know. It could just stand on its own. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. So put that aside. Before we take out the arms, let's take out the blast effects. Oops. Whoa. So it comes in two parts. Just stick it, there's a hole, stick it there. Okay. Same thing for this one. Okay. Now, what are these for? Like I said, there are supposed to be blaster holes on his shoulders. This one doesn't have them because these are the non-flying arms. So let's take out the in-flight arms. The best way to go about this is to push it from the back, from underneath, so you can unlock this one. So there you go. There you go. It's out. Okay. So let's take one of the karate chop hands. Okay. This one, and then attach it to the hole, the wrist hole. Okay, there you go. And then let's put this back here. Take the human hand and then pop it in. Just pop it in. Okay, there you go. Now you have to be quite delicate. There's a peg, so that shows you how to take this out also. Just, yeah, there you go. Pretty simple. Same thing for the other side. There you go. Just a little twist. You don't have to pull real hard. And then you pop it in. There's a peg. There's a hole. Quite simple. Okay. So there. So you see, it's kind of molded into the shape of his torso. It doesn't quite translate to what the cartoons show, where it's in the cartoons you see that they fold their arm like so into the body and then they pull out like this. So what basically happens is, for the unwinged version, the unwinged situation, they fold their arm into the hip or into the leg, and when it comes out, it's supposed to be a full wing. But in this case, Super 7 kind of missed that because it's not attached to the body, or it doesn't even look like it's attached to the body. It looks like it's a costume. Okay, let's do the other side. So that's one of the things that I'm starting not to like about this, and maybe not even keep this in my collection. So there. That's how it looks. Now, it's supposed to be flying. As I mentioned earlier, it's not supposed to look like they're swimming or they're looking down. It's supposed to be looking ahead. There you go. So if I try to make it look forward, face forward, while it's a flying look, that somehow does it. But no, it's still not aerodynamic. Now, this one is also another issue. Let's put this aside. these holes are supposed to shoot forward. Okay, got a tiny peg here, supposed to just go in. There we go. So it's shooting forward, but the wings are oriented downward. So it doesn't even have, there we go. So it's shooting forward, but they can't see what they're shooting at. And the wings are not, it's weird. It's just off. It's just off. I'm sorry. See, so you got to put this at an angle where it just has to make sense, right? I know it's a toy, but it's got to make sense. So you twist it like this, you twist the bicep part like this, and it's still weird. Like that. Okay? So now, okay, now it's starting to look okay. But the wings are still off for some reason. Okay, as much as I would like to get into this a little bit more, I'm starting to not like it. Let's take this out. Okay. So let's do a toy review real quick and get back to you in a minute. And we're back with our toy review. Okay, normally we start with box appeal or, you know, that impact when you first see it. First impression. First impression, amazing. The way it looks inside the box, the packaging, it's the best you ever have in your collection. But unfortunately, it ends there. So first impression, I'd give it a 5. I honestly give it a 5. It has so much potential inside the box. So it's 5 out of 5. But then that's where it all ends. Price point, it's quite expensive. This is about $70, 3,500 pesos. And that's not cheap. I mean, for that amount, you can probably get 1 or 2 action figures. You'd probably be able to get 3 ZD Toys Iron Man. Different versions of the MCU armor. The price compared to, and I'll justify the price. The price, it's a 1. It's too expensive. I know there's a lot of attachments. There's a lot of additional stuff. Like you've got 4 sets of extra hands, so that means you've got 5. You've got 2 arms. You've got 3 heads. You've got an attachment with another. You've got a weapon that has another attachment. You've got 2 different birds. By the way, the bird's name is Stronghold because he's Steelwill. The names are pretty colorful, pretty appropriate. But this is a product that has so much promise, has so much potential. And I understand that it's not as famous as, say, the Thundercats. There's not a big following. There's the animation did not last that long for it to have a cult following. For it to have a real run. But there is a cult following. People, geeks all over the world probably know this, especially from my generation. So seeing it in the box made me go, ooh, I gotta have that. And the thing about it is, I should have kept it in the box. I should have just kept it in the box, should have not opened it, should have just looked at it, because that's Super 7. I'm sorry. I hope this is not the same for the Thundercats, but I should have stayed off of this. Okay. Frankly, this is, as far as playability is concerned, it's not an action figure. It's a doll. You dress it up, it looks good, you do toy photography with it, yeah, but to play with it, like a pet peeve, number one pet peeve. You can't make it look forward. It flies awkwardly. You've got that wing sticking out. Okay? Then you've got the lasers not... See, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So playability, this is a 1. Shelf appeal, probably a 3. Again, keep it inside the box. Or if you're going to put it outside of the box and put it in a display cabinet, just have one pose for it. Change the pose, but these are display figures. These are not action figures, as far as I'm concerned. So again, no disrespect, Super 7. You had, I think the intention was pretty good. You wanted something nice to see and nice to look at, but this is where the toy is not a toy. It's an action figure, yeah. It's a nice collectible, but it's not a toy. So I don't know if it's advertised as a toy, but overall, with the price, with how it looks, versus what I thought it could do, I'd give it a 2.5. And I'm being kind with a 2.5. I hope the other Silverhawks are not like this, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were. So for those of you who are collecting this and you're taking them out of the box, please put your suggestions on how to best display them. As far as I'm concerned, I'd rather keep them in the box, take the sleeve off, put them there just so that people see, oh, I have a complete set. But in terms of using it for play or playing with it, having some, I wouldn't. I'll keep it like this. I'll keep it displayed. So that is one of our, well, probably the second not so positive review we've had, and but it's the second Silverhawk figure that's garnered a not so positive review. So again, for those of you who've been watching, please like and subscribe if you like the content of the video. If you like the way we do things, hit like. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button, that subscribe button. That would really help us put out more content. Hit that bell button so you would be notified if we have more videos that are coming out. Give us a follow on Facebook as well. It's the same page. We're thinking of coming out with Instagram, but right now we're kind of on the fence with that. So for now, it's just Facebook and YouTube. Keep watching our videos. Let us know in the comment section if you want to see others. We've got G.I. Joe, we've got Thundercats, we've got the Silverhawks, we've got Marvel Legends, mostly X-Men, and we've got a lot of robots, Transformers, Voltus 5, Voltron, stuff from the 80s. So if you're an 80s kid watching this, let me know what you want to see. We've got a few Batman stuff too. So with that, we thank you for watching this episode. I'm going to put this back in the box where it belongs. Thank you for watching this episode. Hope to see you on the future episodes, and happy collecting.